The three-dimensional curves tend to fall into two different categories. There's a leg like this, which tends to be very common. This would also include something like a cabriole leg, where what's happening is you've got the same pattern laid out on two sides. So it's an identical pattern laid out on two sides. And you wind up with a leg that looks very interesting, very shaped, but very much the same from one side and the other. In this case, we're actually going to tape the waste pieces back on, or not cut all the way through to remove the waste pieces, and then rotate to the other side. For a leg like this, what I tend to do is pay attention to the grain direction on the end grain here. And what I'm going to go for in this case is the grain running across like this. This may tend to leave a little oval here. You could also approach it, if you've got really good straight across ripped grain, line it up so that the grain runs this way and you'll have straighter grain down the leg. We're going to go with this way here. And I'm going to lay this out here with these faces, the joinery faces, against one edge. And that will provide us with the finished joinery faces here. And then I just flop this over here. And do the same thing. So my leg laid out looks like that. So there are two approaches here, as I mentioned before. One is to cut off the waste, not all the way. I would stop just before hitting the bottom of this line and then shut the machine off and back all the way out. The other is to make the complete cut and then just tape the waste piece back on before I rotate to the other side and make those cuts. So I can demonstrate both of those for you here. And then it's sort of like magic. You kind of find the piece in the middle of what you've cut out there. And it's an exciting moment when that comes out like that. The main challenge with these three-dimensional curves is actually how you hold them when you're working on them. This is not too bad here. This works between bench dogs going this way, and I've got access to it as much as I want here. And back this way, it gets a little tight before I run into the dog here. So in that case, on the steeper curve where I don't have much room, I may switch over to the spoke shave. Where the issue comes is when you're going to turn this and work on the inside. And there, the cutoffs from the bandsaw really can help you out. So we can set this up here, and now I've got a nice secure cradle to work in for this. And in here, it's probably too tight. For the spoke shave, I'll have to go to rasp and scrapers. But other than that, that's what this process is all about. It's working methodically, trying to support the work well, and smoothing it just like we have been smoothing all along.